Hi, my name is Karan Shah and this is the first homework for CS441. Here you can see here are all the files that are used to run the four MapReduce tasks that we have been assigned. And this is the main class. This is going to call the rest of the files to produce the output as stated in the requirements. So we can actually compile and test the program locally to see what happens. So it's going to run the MapReduce and then test it using this test cases. So as you can see, all the test cases have been passed. uh, and here is the output of each of the four MapReduce tasks. So we can now get rid of this and create a jar and then upload this to the Amazon S3 bucket and then run it on the EMR. Just go over here to the project structure and get rid of this, and we are going to create a jar file using the modules. And here we have to specify the main class, which is the main runner. And now we can just create the artifact. So this is going to create the artifact and store it in the out folder. So let's wait for it to finish. Now it should be here uh, in the out directory. And here is it. Yep, it just got created. So now we can just upload this to AWS. So first of all, we are going to go to add the jar file in the S3 bucket. So here I already have a bucket, but I'm going to create another one. Call it 441 homework 1. This is all fine. This is going to create the bucket, and here we are going to upload the jar file, so we can do it. Now everything else looks fine, so we are going to upload it. It's going to take some time, and then we can create the input and the log file directory. Has been uploaded. We are going to create two folders for the input and for the log file. So input, create folder, and one for log. So now we have to upload the input files, the log files over here. So we can do that, add files, and here are all the files that we are going to use, around 21 of them. So now it's going to upload them. It's going to take a while. The upload has been successful. So now we can see inside of our bucket we have the jar file, and then we have the input files, and then now we can start the EMR cluster and start running our jobs. So here you can see the previous clusters that I created before this. So we are going to call it CS441 homework 1, and we have to provide the log folder. So here all the log files are going to go, and then we need to use EMR 6.0 because our Hadoop is 3.2.1, and this is all fine. And then we need to go to advanced options because we are using a custom jar file, so you don't need all of this, so you can get rid of that. And here we are going to add a step custom jar. Then the custom jar is over here. We are going to select it, and then the arguments. So we have the input folder, and this program is going to create the output folder, so we don't need to worry about that. And if it fails, then we are just going to terminate it. Next. then everything else looks fine. Here we have to supply the logging folder again and call this 441 homework 1. Then yeah, now we can start the EMR. So as you can see, this cluster is starting. We have 3 vCPUs that we are using. Here are all the log files that we can see when it starts. We can monitor how much resources it's using, but it's going to take around 10 to 15 minutes, so we can skip to that part directly now. See that the EMR has terminated after around 5 minutes. So you can see the log folder. So here is everything that we can also see the debug statements to see what it ran. So the first job, second job, the second part of the second job, third job, and the fourth job, and we can see that it finished the execution of everything. So now it should be there in the S3 bucket. So here you can see the output folder has been created, and here are the results for all the 4 tasks. So this is the first one. We can download it and then see. This is the output for the second part. This is the third part. So we have downloaded everything, and this is the intermediate folder for the second job because we are using 2 MapReduce operations for that part. So now we can see that all the 4 output files have been downloaded, and we can now open them as CSV files. So now we can see this is the output for the first task, where we had a time interval and we had to say how many messages of each type are there, and here you can see the info, and the starting and ending time for the output has been mentioned in the environment file. So now we can observe the second task's results. So for the second task, we had to output the time intervals which had the most number of error messages with the pattern, the regex pattern, and it's in descending order, but the numbers here come first, and then this is the time interval that the error files have been generated for. Now the third program just outputs the types of messages and their counts. So here you can see around 7,000 info messages, and the error messages are low because of the configuration settings. And here is the output for the fourth task, where we have to find the maximum length for each message type that contains the matching pattern. And here you can see, like for info, the maximum length for the pattern was 45. So here was everything that you needed to know on how to create a jar file from IntelliJ and upload it to AWS, so that you can store it inside of S3 and then run the EMR cluster and produce the output as necessary for the MapReduce jobs. And here are the outputs, and we can see them as CSV files. That's all from me for homework 1. I am Karan Shah.